Hi guys, this is Dave. Today we're going to talk about depression and some things you can do to help with it, and about the medications that you can be put on to also help with it. Let's face it, come on. Since 2020, actually mid 2019, we've all been affected. We've lost people, we've lost friends, we've lost family members, we've lost things that we've been able to do. We've lost things that hobbies and things like that have made us happy. And so there's been a lot more depression running around the whole world. You are not alone if you're in this state. Believe me. There are things that you can do to help yourself out here. First off, find somebody to talk to. Friend, family member, clergy member, or a counselor. It's important to get those feelings out. It will make you feel better to get them out. Second thing is, try and pick up a hobby. Try something new that you haven't done. That way you're not only just doing something to pass the time, but you're also getting your mind reinvigorated into something totally new, and you're learning something which can help other disease states as you're learning something to keep your mind growing. The other thing is exercise. The more exercise you do, it produces endorphins, is a chemical term, that help keep your mood elevated. The last thing I want to do after work is go for a walk. But you know what? My wife and I have been doing it for about 2 weeks now, and other than being a little stiff and sore, I can tell you it does help. Lastly, something else before lastly, vitamin D. Vitamin D supplementation is very important, because without vitamin D, your body can't produce those chemicals required to keep your mood elevated. If you're out in the sun in the summer, that's great. You'll probably get enough vitamin D. However, if you're in a job like I am, inside all day, or you don't go out in the sun because you don't like to be out in the sun, or it's the winter time, I recommend taking at least 1,000 to 2,000 units of vitamin D every day, just to help out, to elevate your mood and to increase your immunity. Other things that you can do with a provider or a counselor that can prescribe: you can be put on medications. Some of the things to remember with that, though, is with antidepressants, there are side effects. They can make you drowsy, they can make you dizzy. That generally will go away in about a week. You can be fatigued. Hopefully that will go away as well in time. If not, a good multivitamin may help you out there. I always tell my patients that are newly started on antidepressants, avoid alcohol at least for the first month, if not altogether, because alcohol is a depressant. So naturally, if you're put on an antidepressant, you don't want to take a depressant with that. But especially in that first month, it's important, because your body is getting used to this new medication that you're putting into it. It doesn't need to combat something else with it. So at least for that first month, avoid the alcohol. After that, do it in moderation only. And if you have any questions about it, talk to your pharmacist or provider with that. Now, there are several different classes of antidepressants out there. The newer ones are a lot better as far as a side effect profile, like the SSRIs, which is a big word for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Those are drugs like fluoxetine or Prozac, Zoloft or sertraline, Paxil or paroxetine, escitalopram or Lexapro, citalopram or Celexa. Those are just some examples. Those are taken once a day. Generally, you'll start out with a low dose and work your way up. Some of the things that you can see with those, they can cause weight gain. However, in some cases, they can cause weight loss. If you notice a big change in your weight, either way, let your doctor know, because there are things that can be done, or maybe you'll just need to change to a different drug. Another drug class that is in there is an SNRI, or selective serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors. And in there, they're used more generally for pain, but you'll see a drug like Cymbalta or duloxetine. Same thing that applies there, that you want to watch out for. No alcohol for that first month can cause dizziness, drowsiness. Now, for those people that are worried about being put on an antidepressant because there's too much weight to be gained, I don't want to gain any weight. There are options there too, like Wellbutrin or bupropion, which you can take once a day on up to 3 times a day. I generally like to do it once a day. It's easier for you to remember. That drug is also used to help stop smoking, but you do not see near as much weight gain with that one. So that's something too. If you're afraid of weight gain, there are other options for you. There are several other classes of antidepressants I didn't mention. The older ones like the tricyclic antidepressants, Elavil, which is amitriptyline, Pamelor, which is nortriptyline. They might be another option for you. They are effective for a lot of people, but you do want to watch out for effects, anticholinergic effects like dry mouth, dry nose, dry eyes, dizziness, things like that with those. But if it works for you, that's great. Definitely don't come off of it if it's working, and any option that will work for you is the one to stick to. Don't come off any antidepressant, without speaking to your provider first, because in all situations, those need to be tapered off over time. For you to go just cold turkey, I'm going to stop this medication, will cause a problem for you.